What's up all the people on the internet? My name is Malo and this is DailyPlus. Hello everyone, once again, and welcome back to DailyPlus, your favorite show about everything Eurovision. So this week we finally had the last song of this year's Eurovision, so the whole lineup is complete. Today we have a couple news stories, we have a fun fact about Eurovision events, and of course we have the song of the week. So let's get started. And we are starting with exciting news coming from down under, because it was revealed this week that the Australian broadcaster SBS has signed a special deal with the EBU to create an Asian Pacific version of the Eurovision. SBS, in collaboration with their partners Blink TV, will try to bring Eurovision to Asia and hopes to next year create a Eurovision-like event featuring 20 Asian Pacific countries. SBS and Blink TV are currently trying to explore the possibilities of hosting this contest and of course trying to get other Asian Pacific countries to join. This is one of the first steps we see in making Eurovision a more global event, by actually licensing the idea of Eurovision to other broadcasters. What do you think? Would you like to see Asiavision someday? Let us know down in the comments. Like I mentioned in the beginning, we now have the final song for this year's Eurovision. It's from Bulgaria, it's Geneva, and If Love Was a Crime.
They will never break us down.
Earlier this year, Geneva was announced as the internally selected artist for Bulgaria's return at this year's Eurovision. Her song If Love Was a Crime has finally been released this week, and it has been revealed to be an up-tempo pop song with a little bit of Balkan origin. This is not the first time that Polly will be singing at Eurovision, because Polly took part in the Eurovision in 2011 in Düsseldorf with her song Nainat, and she also hosted and performed during last year's Junior Eurovision in Sofia in Bulgaria. Bulgaria is returning to the Eurovision after a 2-year absence. Will this song be able to get them a place in the final, unlike their latest attempt in 2013? We'll see in May. We also now have the final version of No Degree of Separation, the Italian entry sung by Francesca at this year's Eurovision.
There is no degree of separation. There is no degree of hesitation. There is no degree of space between us.
Francesca was the runner-up at the Sanremo festival. However, after the winners declined to go to Eurovision, the Italian broadcaster chose the runner-up, and the final Eurovision version has now been released. The final version has a chorus in English, but other than that, the song is kept mostly like it was. Last year, Italy won the televoting with Il Volo and Grande Amore. Could this be the year that we finally see Italy at the top? All we can say for now is good luck to Francesca and Italy. One of the more interesting news stories this week comes from San Marino. A couple years ago, Se had released the song I Didn't Know, and a couple days after he released an EP with remixes of the very critically acclaimed song. Fans went crazy over one specific song on the EP, the disco version of I Didn't Know. People started petitions to try to get San Marino to change their entry to the disco version, and it looks like it paid off. San Marino has been granted special permission from the EBU to change the version of I Didn't Know to the disco version, and that's now what Serhat will be singing at Eurovision in May. You can listen to a little bit of the disco version right here.
I didn't know that I'm falling for you, and my dreams could come true.
San Marino has only qualified for the grand final once, in 2014 with Valentina Moleta. Could this be the second time for San Marino? Only time will tell. We also have a preview video from Croatia. Nina from Croatia and her song Lighthouse was premiered a couple weeks ago on Nina's own Vivo page. However, the official preview video is now on the Eurovision page. This is only a preview video, however, and not the official music video. The music video will be coming out later next month, but for now we can enjoy some of Croatia's most beautiful scenery in the preview for Lighthouse, and you can get a clip of it right here. Croatia last took part in the Eurovision in 2013 and haven't been scoring very good in the last couple years. We will find out in May if this will be another semi-final stay or maybe even a top 10 position at this year's Eurovision. And finally, we have some news from the Eurovision program Eurovision Young Musicians. For those who don't know, Eurovision Young Musicians is a show held every second year for young musicians 18 years or younger. This year the contest is taking part in Germany. We don't know the exact date yet, but we know the contest is going to take place in September. San Marino will be making their debut, and 10 other countries will be returning for this year's Eurovision Young Musicians. The countries are Austria, Croatia, Czech Republic, Germany, Hungary, Malta, Norway, Poland, San Marino, Slovenia and Sweden. However, this also means we have a few withdrawals from the contest. Greece, Moldova, the Netherlands and Portugal will not be taking part in this year's Young Musicians, but nonetheless we're looking forward to the show in September in Germany. If you want to know more about the Eurovision Young Musicians, check out a playlist that's on the screen right now. This is from the contest in 2014 when esc-plus was there covering the event. There you go, that was all the news we had this week. Now let's take a look at a fun fact. Today's fun fact, I thought it would be cool to take a look at some of the other contests that aren't the big Eurovision show, since we just talked about the Eurovision Young Musicians. Now most people probably know the Junior Eurovision Song Contest. The Junior Eurovision was created in 2003 and the first ever contest was held in Denmark. The Junior Eurovision is more or less the same show as the Eurovision Song Contest. However, it's with participants between the age of 10 and 16. However, that isn't the other only Eurovision show. Eurovision Young Musicians and Eurovision Young Dancers are two shows taking part every second year. Last year was Young Dancers, this year it's Young Musician, next year it's Young Dancers. I think you get the idea. The Eurovision Young Musicians was first held in 1982, and like I just mentioned, this is a contest for young musicians all over Europe, aged 18 or younger. The Eurovision Young Dancers was first held in 1985, and it's a show celebrating dancers from all over Europe, aged 16 to 24. A fun little fact about the Eurovision Young Dancers, however, is that two countries not members of the EBU has taken part, those being Canada and Kosovo. And finally we have the short-lived show Eurovision Dance Contest. The Eurovision Dance Contest was first held in 2007 to try to capitalize off the success of dancing shows around the time. However, the show was only held twice, in 2007 and 2008. A 2009 contest was planned to be held in Azerbaijan, but there was simply just no interest in the contest. Those are some of the other Eurovision shows that aren't the big Eurovision. Do you watch any of them? Let us know down in the comments. Well, there you go, that was also the fun fact for today. Now let's listen to the Song of the Week. Today's Song of the Week is from the contest in 2006, when the Eurovision went to Athens in Greece. In this contest we saw a Russian bar taking second place, and that bar later actually went on to win the Eurovision. I am of course talking about Dima Bilan. The Song of the Week is his 2006 entry, Never Let You Go.
Never, never let you go. You are the one I'm searching for. Flesh on my flesh, bone on my bone. Love's coming in their door. Never, never let you go. Brings only days we had before. Soul on my soul, blood on my blood. Love's coming in my heart.
Never Let You Go from Dima Bilan from Russia came second at the contest in 2006. 2 years later, Dima returned to the stage in Belgrade in Serbia and won the whole contest, giving Russia their first ever win. Never Let You Go is also one of my personal favorites of the Russian entries at Eurovision, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. There you go, that was all for DailyPlus this week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, remember to leave a like and a favorite, and click subscribe button for all the cool things we do right here on esc-plus. And if you want all the latest Eurovision news as soon as it comes out, remember to check our website esc-plus.com. We have news, we have polls, we have interviews. We try to get everything out as soon as we can. And if you want some more from me, I have a show called Super Showtime. It's all about music and song contests. It's pretty cool, so check it out if you want. But that's all for this time. See you next week.